Hello, today we will be reviewing Lesson 15, The Uneasiness and Worries of Adolescence. We'll have a brief introduction and then review the specialties of adolescence, adolescence and emotional maturity, and the needs of adolescents and their fulfillment. Adolescence is the period of problems, conflicts, and challenges. Psychologically speaking, it is a period of evolution from the dependence on parents of a child towards the consciousness of independence of an adolescent. For those in the age group of adolescence, it is a strong urge to get one's individuality. A child who enters into adolescence is sometimes confused on whether he or she is still a child or an adult. Why do we have to pray? The question may not be asked this boldly, but it is a question that confronts many adolescents, if not directly, at least indirectly in daily situations. The social network of children who are confined to the family will grow outside of the family as they enter into adolescence. Adolescence is the period of strong emotions. Often it wouldn't be possible to control the emotions with deliberations. Uncertainty and instability are the specialties of adolescence. Children will spend more time outside of the home with their friends. The gathering of children via small groups is a specialty of this period. In this period, it is quite natural that they show blind obedience and obligation to this kind of groups. With these groups, they experience a sense of safety which they would never get from anyone other than their friends. By the influence of these friends, they are compelled to do many things they do not like. By peer pressure, there is the possibility that kids will run into several problems. Children should choose good friends by the help of the Holy Spirit during adolescence and learn to work according to one's own faithful viewpoint. Normally it won't be possible to control the emotions with deliberations. The sexual desires which were not strong till that time become very intensive. The result of all these are quick-temperedness, revolutionary mentality, guilty consciousness, and despair. The adolescents should be careful in handling these emotions in a healthy and prayerful manner. As children graduate to newer higher grades, there are several subjects for studying, and all subjects may not be easy. Without passing all examinations with good grades, there is no possibility for higher studies and a secure job. Also, there will be expectations and worries of the parents. Many anxieties of this type are likely to happen in adolescence. Firm faith in the providence of God and prayer will help to overcome such anxieties. Based on children's self-assessment, one should tell their own desires and determinations to their parents. A child can avoid unnecessary anxieties about studies by daily learning the lessons which are taught each day, and by revising the lessons in advance, thus preparing for exams early. Always plan your time accordingly for fun activities, studies, family time, and prayer time. Emotional maturity is an important part of personality development. Emotions are gifts which God has given to human beings. One of the most necessary mental needs of a human being is that he or she is loved and accepted. The adolescents often foster thoughts that nobody understands them, loves them, or accepts them. God is love, and He is our Father who loves us. God is our protector who fulfills all our needs. Belief is the loving God will give the mental courage to overcome the problems of the age of adolescence. In personality formation, adolescence has great importance. Emotional maturity is an important part of personality development. Hence, boys and girls should learn to handle their emotions with maturity. The emotions that influence most in our lives are love, animosity, delight, sorrow, and fear. Emotions in themselves are neither good nor bad. The mode of expressing them may be either good or bad. For example, if a friend blames one for something that they didn't do, it's a natural reaction that one feels animosity towards the accuser. But in order to express the just animosity, if one were to use bad words or torment the one who falsely accused him, that would be a wrong expression of animosity. At times in adolescence, one may feel animosity towards one's parents, who did not fulfill one's likes, and against teachers who harshly dealt with them. The adolescents should be ready to accept those decisions, thinking that they are for their own good. Psychological studies point out that love is necessary, not only for the mental growth of children, but also for their bodily growth. A strong conviction that one has the parents and society that love one and provides one's just needs is necessary for one's growth. Sometimes it is not possible for the parents to give their children love and acceptance in a manner they desire on account of the pressure of their work or other engagements. Some parents may not show their love externally but keep it internally. Under such circumstances, the adolescent should not foster the thought of being disregarded. Joys and sorrows, successes and failures are part of life. There will be similar difficult experiences in adolescence also. For example, failing an exam or losing in a game of sports. A mature person will neither rejoice exceedingly in success nor succumb to despair in failures as if everything is lost. The adolescent should learn to encounter with equanimity the failures and worries that come in their life. Failures and oppositions are helpful to achieve more strength in our journey of life. Failures will convince us of our mistakes and will help us to live avoiding such mistakes in the future. According to psychologists, the reason for several problems of adolescence is the lack of fulfillment of some of their basic needs. Hence, adolescents should know about their important mental needs and how they can be fulfilled. Safety consciousness. This is the period of anxiety. Those who have great anxiety about their future can overcome this safety consciousness through healthy relationships with their parents and friends. They should be ready to talk about their difficulties and problems. Faith in God and prayer will help them grow and give good outcomes to their future. The need for freedom. The thinking pattern of some adolescents or teenagers is as follows. Till now, I was a small child of the parents. Now I'm a grown-up. Everyone should approve of this and respect me. Surely parents and society should grant them freedom proportionate to their age. Adolescents should be prepared to accept the advices and directions of their parents and teachers, who know more and have greater life experiences. The adolescent will always seek new experiences, since they feel bored with old things. They feel like imitating what they have seen in movies or in storybooks. Some young people try to act like the characters that they've seen in movies or in shows that they like. Life is not always like a movie, and those who try to imitate movie stars may land in difficulties. Those who try to experiment in life with sex and drugs and intoxicants risk having dangers too. There is also a need for recognition for adolescents. It is very important what society, especially the members of their own age, think of and say about them. Therefore, they will always try to get this recognition among their friends. This recognition could be gained by participating in art and in sport competitions and also in academic matters, though it is dangerous to gain attention of others through bad behavior and conversation. Personality development is important for adolescents, and there are several factors for this development. The first factor is our bodily nature, which is the bodily side of personality. What we receive from tradition and our bodily structure are included in this factor. For example, consider someone whose parents were small in size and had dark complexion. Their sons and daughters may get a bodily nature of short size and dark complexion through heredity. Please remember that we receive certain factors of our personality through our birth. Adolescents often show excessive anxiety over their height, size, and complexion. We can't really control our height and complexion. We have to accept our physical appearance since it is not our fault that we lack height and complexion. The second factor for personality is capabilities and talents. You are born with some personal talents and capabilities, and some are developed through personal efforts. Some of the capabilities are intellectual capabilities, a natural aptitude for music, and artistic talents. Adolescents should know their own talents and capabilities and limitations. One person may have the knack for public speaking, and another may have the capability for singing. It is not a good personality to grieve over thinking about the capabilities of others and envying them. We have to accept that God has given and will give any capabilities needed for our life. Please remember that we receive certain factors of our personality through our birth. The third factor of a personality is desires, objectives, and goals. Goals such as being first in studies, or studying well to acquire a good job, or to gain efficiency in a particular field are necessary. According to psychologists, the strongest need of the mind is to have a meaning for one's own life. We have to believe that the ultimate aim of life is to reach the presence of God, so we will not have any difficulty to tide over the problems of life. Fourth factor is values. The natural values we can consider are love, compassion, responsibility, sincerity, truthfulness, etc. These values are necessary for the good of individuals and communities. Families and communities are affected when these values are weak in an individual. For these reasons, suicides and crimes could increase in communities. Along with the natural values, personal qualities such as punctuality, simplicity, and cleanliness are also necessary for personal development. Plan to stay away from a luxurious lifestyle, otherwise its fascination could run you into troubles as well. Everyone should have a true knowledge of their own abilities, strengths, and weaknesses. It is necessary to have self-esteem for our own mental health. An inferiority complex is the belief that one is insignificant compared to others. People with inferiority complexes could have a delay in development of their personality. This inferiority complex could cause several mental health issues. Imaginary negative thoughts about family background, body structure, social status, etc. will pave the path for an inferiority complex. A person having plenty of abilities should understand that they are special gifts of God, and that they are to utilize these gifts for the common good of society. Adolescence is a very important period of human life. This is the time for growth of body and mind. During this period, there are challenges too. Success in life consists in overcoming these problems and challenges by praying, living a faithful life, and relying on Jesus. O Jesus, who grew up in years and wisdom, in divine and human favor, make us grow up in the love of God and our brethren. Grant us the grace that we may not engage ourselves in bad friendship and evil habits, and that we work for God, His people, and for the Holy Church. Lead us by the Holy Spirit to live in holiness, realizing that our body is the temple of your Holy Spirit, and by discerning good and evil. As a life witness, chalk out a plan regarding how to bring your friends who have engaged themselves in bad habits back to a virtuous life. Please memorize the following. Out of my distress I called on the Lord. The Lord answered me and set me in a broad place. With the Lord on my side, I do not fear. What can mortals do to me? Psalms 118 verses 5 and 6. These are the general developmental needs of early adolescence. Opportunities for self-definition. Opportunities to display confidence and obtain desired achievement. Opportunities for positive social interaction with adults and peers. Opportunities to use their energy and growing bodies in physical activities. Opportunities for meaningful participation in families, schools, churches, and community organizations. Opportunities for creative expression. Provision of structure and clear limits. Models and advice for chaste behavior. And opportunities for exploring religious beliefs and experiences and deepening knowledge and practice of the faith. Please review the following questions in class or for next week. What are the main problems of adolescence? Which are the basic needs of adolescence? How does an inferiority complex affect the person badly? What is its remedy?